I've been going through the Artist Way, and as part of the Artist Way, you go on these weekly dates with yourself. And for a long time, I wasn't really that comfortable to spend time alone, and this challenges me not only to spend time alone, but to spend quality time alone with myself. And so I started going on these dates with myself where I would feel quite down. I'd feel quite lonely, but now I feel like I'm expanding to this place where I'm actually enjoying my time alone and I'm able to plan fun dates for myself. But this particular week, I challenged myself to go further than I'm comfortable with because I still get anxious going far from unfamiliar places, so I pushed myself a little bit further than I was comfortable with and I started feeling anxious. But I sat with it and I went through it and I still did the things that I planned for myself, and I'm really proud of myself for that. Overall, I've been going through quite a transitional period in my life where my job is changing, stability doesn't feel like it's there anymore, and I'm really scared for the future. I don't know how things are going to look. I don't know where I'm going. I'm also trying not to attach to those stories that I would tell myself. So I'm trying to practice detachment and I'm trying to be as present as possible, even though I do have plans for the future. I'm trying to live in the present moment and not catastrophize. I always love to take a moment to ground myself whenever I turn on the camera, because I usually feel my first instinct is to feel anxiety rather than focus on what I have to say. My affirmation for today is I listen and I will be led. I feel like I'm afraid to express what I have internally because oftentimes it's sad or dark, and I think that that's why I relate so much to the band Daughter, and the singer in it, she went off and she did her own album called X-Ray, and it resonates with me so much, and I feel like she literally speaks my soul, and she really gets into the depth of pain and sorrow and what it's like with that to linger in your body. And so I feel like I'm really afraid to go to those depths with myself and to share that. Although I have a desire to share, I'm really afraid. And I feel like with the videos that I've been making on YouTube, I feel like I've been more and more risky. I don't know if it seems risky at the forefront of it, but for me it is. With every single video, I got closer and closer to speaking more truth inside myself and being more myself. And I think that scares me. That scares me a lot. And I think the reason for that is that if somebody doesn't like me, they're going to not like me for who I am, because I'm starting to show my true self and I'm starting to really be in tune with who I really am, and that's scary. And I think that that's why it's easier to create a false self, a persona that you can kind of walk around with, whether that's just being overly nice. For me, it was definitely my people pleaser mask, where I know that stems from a lot more. It's not just a simple mask, it stems from how you've been taught from a young age. But I feel for me it's this niceness that I can never be myself or say how I really feel or be who I am. So I think creative expression is getting easier for me, and I'm going through the Artist Way, the book The Artist Way, and because of that I think I'm more and more just fuck it, just do what you feel called to do. Lately, I've just been feeling I don't have anything to say. And that's fine, but I think I kind of shut myself down a little bit. I shut myself off from creating. I'm kind of okay, yeah, I've done stuff. So for a while now, I just don't want to do anything. And I think it's because, and the Artist Way touches on this, it's I'm so out of touch with what it means to be creative that living in that way, I really have to go to the depths of my being and get out any bit of creativity. And the way she explained it was that if you've been basically, the way she used really harsh words, but she talked about the fact that the more you say no to yourself, so the more you're sort of in small things, you could be oh, I'm not going to go to that pottery class because it's during the time that my kid goes to this certain sport, so I'm just not going to go to it at all. Like, you just abandon the thought at all because you're like, no, I can't do it, I have to be there and I have to show up for other people. But she says the more you do that, and it gives example with different people, like I'm sure we all know we do that with like family or friends, where we just like abandon ourselves and we show up for other people. So she was saying how if you keep doing that, you like slowly, you kill that part of yourself, that part of you that like dreams and that is creative and that has desires to do different things. And I think that within that, you also find your identity and who you really are. And she talks about how if you just keep covering that creative part of yourself up, you basically just become a false self. You become somebody that's like just there for other people, not really there for yourself. And that really resonated with me. I found it really hard to connect to that part of myself. And she also talked about how because you've really buried that part of yourself, when you try to bring it up a little bit, that part of yourself doesn't really trust you because it knows that time and time again, you've pushed them down and let them down to like do other things in life. So it doesn't really trust you. And I feel that in myself. I really feel like at times I let it come up to the surface and then it goes and it just goes and sinks back down for like a while. And I don't hear it. I don't hear my creativity. I don't hear my voice that speaks from that place. I just don't hear myself anymore. And so I think artistic expression is an important term for me for the next while.